true believers, and welcome to episode 19 of a Marvel Mondays initiative here on the Penultimate Conquest. Today's topic of our discussion is the Season 1 finale of Loki, entitled For All Time, Always. Part of our MCU in review series here. But before we get into that discussion, we have a little bit of housekeeping to get out of the way. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider giving us a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we got new videos coming out. Please also don't forget to subscribe to us on Twitch at the Penultimate Conquest on Twitch. Because remember, we got a bunch of great shows. The Penultimate Game Show, where we talk about board games, right, Ruben?
Yeah.
All the latest news in board games. Our
It's one
TV
episode.
and movie.
It's one episode a year.
Right. Our TV and movies podcast entitled The Cross Media Show, our anime show entitled Anime Nation, and maybe other shows down the line. Who knows? We're just getting started with this thing. So, we also have a stream and podcast update. So this week, Ruben is going to be streaming Skyward Sword with or without Joy-Cons, Ruben?
With Joy-Cons.
With Joy-Cons, he will be doing motion control because...
No, I'm not doing motion controls. I'm just.
If you're using Joy-Cons, Ruben...
No, it's going to be in the grip thing.
The grip thing?
Yeah.
You got tiny hands, Ruben?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
All right. So, that magical voice that you just heard is my co-host for the evening, the director here at the Penultimate Conquest, Mr. Ruben Guerrero. Ruben, how are you? How are you on Monday, July 19th?
Listen, it's a beautiful Monday, guys. We had a great episode of Loki, and I'm excited for the future of the MCU.
Mm-hmm. We will get into that in a little bit, my friend. Don't
Yes,
you
sir.
worry. So, as always, we have some lovely co-host slash guest slash whatever, really, here we have on the episode. And so let's introduce them. First up, back with us here on the channel is the Kale. Kale, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I just woke up, so this will be interesting.
All right. It's always good to get a podcast out of the way as soon as you wake up. Feels like it's everyone's mantra now. Ever since the internet really exploded with this stuff back in 2015, you gotta have a podcast. You gotta start with a podcast like a bowl of cereal, or else what's the point? Next up, host of the PlayStation Plus podcast, Vinnie. Vinnie, how are you, my friend?
Not too bad. Can't complain.
Can't complain.
On my fourth cup of coffee, but I'm sure it's not. That's an issue for later.
Has it been that size every time?
I think I had a medium like at some point.
Your hand kind of shook there when you bought that coffee. Are you sure 4 is okay for you?
We're gonna find out. It's all about testing
Gotcha.
your limits.
I just noticed the Planet Express logo in the back of your room right there. It's very nice.
Thank you.
From a small indie show called Futurama. You should check it out, everyone.
Not many seasons.
Yeah.
Not enough episodes. All right. Before we get into this episode of Loki, we got some Marvel news to go through. First up, it is Dr. Stephen Strange's birthday himself. Benedict Cumberbatch's 45th birthday is today. Very excited. He's about to have a lot of work on his hands. So I hope he enjoyed his birthday today. Got some relaxing in because he's about to be busy.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Cumber bitches out there.
Yeah, I'm sure they're enjoying today. I was reminded of the video where he walked into the New York Comics shop dressed as Doctor Strange, and just that whole interaction. That was very nice. So I imagine like you're working in a comic shop, and all of a sudden Doctor Strange is right in front of you, like, holy shit, oh my god. So
this guy takes his cosplay too hard.
Well, what a dork. Hi, I'm Stephen Strange. What? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
6 months later, you see him on the big screen, you're like, oh, now everything makes sense.
Some other things. Filmmaker Bassam Tariq, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is in talks to direct the Blade movie. I looked up his filmography a little early. He has a few short films. He did one film. Let me make sure I got the actor's name right. Riz Ahmed. Am I also pronouncing his name correctly?
Riz Ahmed, yeah.
Riz Ahmed, okay. Mowgli. Directed that film. Apparently it was pretty good. It has some short films under his belt, so Probably a
pretty
young
good.
up and comer directing Blade movie. Gotta hope the Blade movie is great. So yeah. Some other things. Um, Black Widow um, suffered what apparently is the largest Friday to Friday drop in MCU history, which is interesting. Like considering just like the climate of how movies are done now and everything, you know, that's not unexpected. I mean, probably everyone went to go see it first weekend. A lot of people saw it
Mhm.
Disney Plus, and then because a lot of people were like, you know what, this wasn't an Avengers movie, so this was just a Black Widow movie. So you have to take a lot of things into account. So still not bad. Like that movie still broke a bunch of records week one for what it is. And I think it's interesting the conversation, like relative to pre-pandemic, um, the opening would not have been that great considering like the MCU has done. But like when we're still in the middle of a pandemic, the kind of weekend it had and reviews wise, I think it did really well. So I hope it still chugs along. I'm hoping I predict it's going to end up with like Ant-Man the Wasp numbers. I think it's going to end up with like 650 at the end. So what do y'all think Black Widow is going to end up with at the end of its theatrical run? Total worldwide box
Oh,
office.
total. Yeah. Yeah.
Ruben, I'll start
Probably.
with you first.
I have no idea. I don't really
Just give me
pay
a guess.
I don't know. I don't know what's a good number. I don't know what's a bad number. You know. I guess.
Well, a good number would be, $2.79 billion.
Well, how much
That,
isn't the projected box office number that they try to reach is like triple the production?
it really depends because like the production for it looks like $200 million. So it depends on the movie. Really, we don't know how much was spent with
That,
marketing, and everything. So I don't think I saw what a break even number for the movie was. But again, this is one of those things where like relative to what the world is in right now,
Yeah.
like it's really hard to judge these things. It really is.
yeah.
Kale, you got
Well.
something to say?
Oh yeah. They're probably not going to make a profit on this for sure. But I'm sure they insured the crap out of it, and they probably weaseled their way enough to get COVID insurance on the film, so they'll on the back end make profit. But like for box office returns, like
It's
I
not
don't
gonna
think it's
happen
going to
that
make.
much.
I don't think it's going to break 400 million or
I just feel
break
bad
500.
for like Scarlett Johansson and all this cast because it's a really good movie. As we
Yeah.
discussed last year on the show, it's a really, really great movie. And it's just it got the short end of the stick just for the last almost 2 years with everything that's going on in the world. So,
Mm.
um, but I'm glad it did review well. Like that, that's a good thing. It still shows that the Marvel train in terms of all this stuff is still really good. It did all those wonderful numbers, in a pandemic box office, and so shout out to that.
Yeah.
Vinny, I didn't ask you.
Mm.
What do you think the end box office numbers are going to be for Black Widow?
Yeah, no, kind of right where you are. Like, be lucky to do 100. Like you pretty much said. Like, I think this is honestly best case it could have done. This is one of those things. This movie had everything going against it. I really don't see a situation where it could have done better, which sucks.
Okay.
It's just the reality of the world.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's interesting that you say that, Vinny, because I think it could have probably done better if it wasn't released on Disney Plus.
Mm.
Well, I think with that right there, you still have this thing where people are probably still a little bit hesitant to go to movie theaters.
Mhm.
Um, so I hopefully maybe around the time Shang-Chi comes
Well, for
around.
my province just opened up literally last Friday, so like I couldn't even see it in
Yeah,
theaters.
Canada is
Yeah.
Canada's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
Well,
live in Canada, so
yeah. I,
I'm
I
um
just
I think
Canadian.
domestically it would have opened to maybe 100 million if they didn't put it on Disney Plus. But adding they got 60 million extra dollars
Right.
yeah.
putting it out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but then it opens up to piracy, which there's definitely going to
Yeah.
be piracy, even if they didn't release it on Disney Plus. But I think, like, you just made it literally the easiest thing in the world for people to just.
And then like there was that article you put in the chat, Vinny, which is like rumor and speculation at this point that Disney
Okay.
is going to be ending the premiere access with Jungle Cruise. Like I said, this is all speculation. This isn't like confirmed by Disney or anything. So Because I think they did say that Shang-Chi is going to be theaters. Like, it's not releasing on Premiere or anything. And I think it's doing the thing where it's going to be in theaters for 45 days, and then it's going to be on Premiere video on demand. It's not going to be on Disney Plus yet. So we'll see how that goes.
It'll be 3 months before it comes to Disney Plus from date of release in theaters.
So we'll see that. Two more things here. Let's get for me personally the fun one out the way. Then we got the big piece of news. Rumors, again, take this with a grain of salt, everyone. Rumors state that Henry Cavill met with Marvel Studios in London this past week. So not getting my hopes up there, but let's go. Just trying to figure out.
What's your crossover?
Yeah. What would you like to see Henry Cavill play?
Kang the Conqueror. I mean,
let's
I mean, he could
let's
work.
see.
You know?
Yeah.
What's the God, I always forget his name. The Superman ripoff in from Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Oh, wait.
No, it's I know you're talking about
Supreme, or it's something with an S.
Yeah, I know who you're saying.
But yeah, just get him to do that.
It stands for hope.
A clothing company, Supreme.
Like, there's so many people I could see him being. I want him to be a villain. Like, it'd be sweet if he was a villain.
Interesting.
So
I wanted to be the Russian bear guy from whatever the Russian games are.
Think about this.
Perfect.
Well, the Russian bear guy was in Black Widow.
Was he?
He was the big guy that got his wrist broken.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Jeremy calls him a big bear and stuff because that character went on to be. All
Interesting.
right. So, didn't happen last week, but this past week we got the Emmy nominations.
Well, wait. You didn't say what you wanted him to be.
I had to think about it, okay? Because like there's like hero, villain, other characters who I want to be, so I'll think about that. So
Galactus.
The Emmy nominations just came out, and Marvel Studios made history with 28 nominations for WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Because this is such a big deal, I'm just going to go through all these Emmy nominations. Going to go by real quick. First off, let's do Falcon and Winter Soldier first. It got 5 Emmy nominations. 1 for outstanding sound editing for a comedy or drama series, 1 hour. Outstanding special visual effects in a season. Outstanding stunt coordination. Outstanding stunt performance. And Don Cheadle gets a nomination for guest actor in a drama series for his, 1.5 probably minute of screen time on it.
98 seconds.
I was expecting it to probably get a little bit more. Like, it's crazy that, probably Anthony Mackie didn't get any nomination for anything, but
well, he's Captain America. We can't. Yeah.
Well, I think they actually put this up as an actual drama series. They didn't put this up like WandaVision with like a limited series. So we'll see how that goes. But speaking of WandaVision, it came in with an astounding 23 nominations. So I'm going to start these from the bottom and go all the way up. Outstanding visual effects in a season or movie, outstanding sound mixing for a limited or anthology series, outstanding music supervision, outstanding sound editing, outstanding original main title theme music, outstanding original music for Agatha All Along. So Agatha All Along got an Emmy nomination. That's great. Outstanding musical composition, outstanding period and or character makeup, outstanding main title design, outstanding period and or character hairstyling, outstanding single camera picture editing for a limited series, outstanding fantasy sci-fi costumes, outstanding for a limited or anthology series, outstanding casting, I skipped that. Outstanding production design for a narrative program, outstanding writing for a limited series, the all-new Halloween Spectacular, filmed before a live studio audience and previously on, got that nomination. Outstanding directing for a limited series, outstanding supporting actress for Kathryn Hahn, outstanding lead actor for Paul Bettany, outstanding lead actress for Elizabeth Olsen, and outstanding limited series.
Okay, all right.
So that's a lot. That's insane. I'm glad that Kathryn Hahn, Paul Bettany, and Elizabeth Olsen get nominations for that. It just shows that, look, like, our Marvel stuff is improving in quality.
But
like,
Eric, I have one question for you. Where's Elizabeth Olsen's Oscar? Okay.
For what?
For it. For WandaVision.
So Elizabeth Olsen's Oscar from the Academy for television.
Yes.
She had to have sex with Thanos.
I'll
Give her an Oscar.
that's
That movie
that's it.
sucks, by the way. Fuck that movie.
That's a different timeline.
All
So
right, I'm gonna be
Hey,
into the Oscars now.
It's all
So-
canon now.
Yeah.
Everything is canon.
so yeah, good for them. I'm glad Elizabeth Olsen got her nomination, and I think she has a good shot because she does a really damn good job.
Yes.
So that is our news for the week from Marvel.
That's
So
the way
now
the news goes.
it's time to get into this season 6 finale episode. Season 6 finale. Season 1 finale,
Yeah, we're
episode
already in
6
season 6
of
damn.
Loki. So I'm
In a
gonna get
different
y'all's
timeline
first
we are.
impressions on this episode. Let's not get too crazy, just initial impressions. Vinny, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts on this episode?
I guess just gut reaction. It's an interesting ending, especially compared to the other two.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it, but there's definitely parts where I took issue, but overall, like I was not disappointed. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, we will definitely get into later. I got a discussion question for how it stacks up later. So, all right. Kale, what about you? What do you think about this episode?
I loved it. I love good acting. I love great dialogue. I love interesting twists to things. So I thought it was one of the best episodes of the TV shows that have been put forth so far.
All right. Ruben, what about you?
Chef's kiss. This was perfect. Like for
Jeff's kiss.
Jeff's kiss. For a guy who wasn't really interested the first 2 episodes, like it, the beginning of the show was okay, but like this made it like straight up to the top. This is my number 1 Marvel show. I'm so happy. WandaVision, you're like right neck and neck, right there. But ooh, I'm excited.
Initial gut reaction for me. I'm glad that a Marvel show finally stuck the landing on one of these shows. Because that's my problem with the last 2. But I think this was the second best episode of the season.
Wow.
Number 1, episode 1 for me is still the best episode of this season, and yeah, it's good. So I like how this episode started with the hype as fuck opening, where we get all the lines from the MCU going out. We got Wakanda Forever. We have Star-Lord and all them talking. We have all these things happening, and it's just like, oh, are we finally doing? You can ask Tessa. When we were watching, I'm just like, oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's happening. Because why else? Why else would you show all these quotes from the MCU going through all this if something big wasn't happening? So, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing like the interesting. The beginning was cool with all the visual effects showing the different galaxies.
Yeah.
So, and then it shows the Citadel, which I thought it was a beautiful shot. Like shout out to like cinematography on this episode because it was really really fantastic. But we get to probably the most important part episode that Miss Minutes was in on the whole damn thing all along. We knew it. We all knew it. She was working for I don't want to say bad guy, but she was in on the whole thing. I thought she was gonna pull out a gun at the end. Well, hey y'all, and then just shoot them up. That's what I thought.
Cartoon bullets.
She's the one that
so-
actually kills He Who Remains.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool.
It's my turn to run the TVA, y'all.
Oh my
Shout out to Tara Strong for just being amazing and everything. And yeah, and so while we were discussing our stuff last week, I'm thinking the whole time like, are we gonna do it? And when Miss Minute said he who knows everything, I'm like, yep, they're going it. They're doing it right now. This ain't gonna be no Loki variant. This is he's coming. But that was still a damn fine theory last week,
Thank you.
Ruben. Even though you were wrong, it was actually probably your best theory. You did a good job.
Listen, I don't know about best theory. I still have my.
That's your best theory.
Spider-Man
That's
theory,
we don't
guys.
even have to go into
I
the
still
other
have my
theories.
Spider-Man
We don't have to
theory.
go. We don't have to go
But
to the other
no,
theories.
no, seriously. Even though I was wrong, I got a little TikTok famous, so I'm okay with that.
Little TikTok famous.
Yeah.
maybe we should do it to where you have to put $1 for anyone that likes your crazy theories as well. So we'll have to
Why would I
go
have
into
to
the
put $1
rules on
for
that
it?
one. Yeah, you would have to put in because someone agrees with you. You were able to
No, because it's that great of a
your
theory.
asinine
Okay,
theories with
okay,
everyone.
okay. All right. We'll discuss this later.
It's like the creator fund, so it's 10 cents for every like.
So
Yeah, I
we'll
got it.
see how it goes. But we get our introduction to Jonathan Majors in the MCU here, and not the introduction I was expecting. So he, as we saw, not playing Kang the Conqueror. So I thought
Breaking
that was a little,
Tarkov.
yeah, he's not playing the Kang the Conqueror here, which I thought was a little fun because I remember he did an interview like a few weeks ago that said that Kang the Conqueror will not be in the season 1 finale of Loki. I'm like, oh, you sly thing, you were technically
Defending
correct, which is the
nonsense.
best kind of correct.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what do we think about Jonathan Majors as Nathaniel? Oh my God, I had a brain fart. Richards,
There you go.
or Nathaniel Richards slash he who knows all that. So Ruben, start with you. What did you think of Jonathan Majors introduction?
Honestly, Jonathan Majors. The first thing I saw you in this was, I think it was this year, Lovecraft Country. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was good in Lovecraft Country. Don't get me wrong, but like this was perfect. I am so excited to see how crazy he gets with the character of Kang the Conqueror as a whole. Like I'm excited to see more variants if we do. Fingers crossed. Just let him go all out. Like this is how. I guess this is the actor's version of Taika Waititi. Just let him do whatever the hell he wants.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
that does because it does.
Okay.
I see what you
All
mean.
right. Yeah.
Kale, what'd you think of Jonathan Majors intro?
I loved it, especially like. So so when they confirmed him as like, or when like they confirmed him to be in Ant-Man like back last year in September, which was weird because that movie doesn't come out until 2023.
Yeah.
But the rumor was he was playing Kang, and like as soon as he showed up, I was like, oh my god, they're bringing him in this early, and was like, oh, that's why they sealed his fucking deal all the way back in September, because they needed him for this. But like, yeah, he like I loved every second that he was on screen talking. Like the first thing I saw, apparently he was in the Five Bloods, which I didn't watch, but like I saw him in Lovecraft Country, and like the progression of his character throughout that season like went from like this sort of like blah main character to like really good. And like I don't want to spoil the ending of that, but like his character, like the way he evolved his character through that is really good. But like what he did and brought to like everything with this, and like just playing into this character who knows what's going to happen next throughout most of the episodes, just it was really amazing. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Vinny, what did you think of Jonathan Majors intro into the MCU?
So cards on the table. Like when he first started talking, I was like, "Oh no, it's another Mandarin." Like they messed it up again.
It's not good to agree.
But
I want to hear this,
no,
Ruben.
but when he started talking and he started talking about the different, the different variants and all the different stuff, that's when it sort of clicked where I was like, "Oh, I want to see him just go ham with it." Like I want him to basically be the Stan Lee cameo for Phase 4 where he pops up in each, different movie, but he's allowed to act and do so. Like this one's going to be silly, this one's going to be serious. So like it allows him to kind of explore that character and do this different ranges. So like once I thought of it in that context, I was like, "Oh, okay, I really enjoy it because this isn't Kang, this isn't, all the other ones. This is He Who Remains." So it's going to be the same actor, but I think it's really cool that he's going to be able to play it slightly different in so many different projects going forward.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I remember when I was watching and the doors open and I saw him sitting there and I'm like, huh, Kang seems really reserved right now.
Yeah.
Because I used to like Kang being, like he's standing up, he is at full attention. He is like, all right, I am obviously the boss. I'm walking around and you know I'm in charge. And so this one, I'm like, okay, he's going like a little playful attitude here. And then when he says, yeah, I'm just he who remains and stuff, they call me that. And I'm like, okay, so it doesn't look like he's going to be king. And what interesting thing about Jonathan Majors for me in this, this is the first thing I've ever seen him in. Like, I haven't seen Lovecraft Country yet. So I thought he was way older. Like, I thought that I thought Jonathan Majors was way older. I thought he was in like his late 30s. When I looked it up and saw that he was 31, I'm like, holy shit, he's able. I actually thought he was this old person who's like been around through all time. That's how good he was. I was just like, you've been around the universe for quite some time, my friend.
Is it because his last name is Majors?
Sure.
Okay.
Majors Melon.
Sure. Yeah, and so I thought he was tremendous. I thought he was really good because everyone talks about how good he was. Because I've never seen The Last Black Man in San Francisco either. So everyone says he was fantastic in that, and I was really looking forward to it. I guess with me being superhero biased, I wanted to wait and have my first experience be with MCU stuff. So I thought he did a tremendous job. I'm definitely gonna go watch Lovecraft Country now because I want to see more of him. I think he was great. Which leads me into like another recap of the plot. What did everyone think of the explanation of the multiverse, where he talks about, from 31st century, there was a multiverse war. I was the one who found it, and my other variants started conquering. I'm like, ha ha ha, I know who that is. And so, what did we all think of how he explained it? Because I thought it was a pretty good explanation for someone for people who probably don't know multiverse stuff with Marvel or DC. It's like, look, I just found all this stuff, and we just talk to each other, and that's how we have the multiverse. Is because we were all together, and then war started, or everywhere else. So, Ruben, did you think they did a good job of explaining, like giving like a little taste of what the multiverse is going to be going forward?
Absolutely. Although I did have, like for me, when I was watching the episode, I did think he was Kang the Conqueror. I just thought he was Kang the Conqueror in the future, if that makes sense, like a River Song type situation.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Meeting him at the end of his life
Yeah.
right now or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this was really
Me
good
too.
exposition. I think they dumped it down. I was always wondering how they were gonna get this across the general audience, and I think this was a really good way to do it.
I think it helped that, oh, look, there's the single timeline literally right behind me.
Right.
And you could see branchings happen.
Yep.
So I thought it was good, like while he's explaining that, you see the physical representation of what he's talking about, where it's branching.
Yeah. I also think that it would have been cooler if they just added Miss Minutes doing a cartoon, how they did in the first episode.
Mhm.
Like just of Jonathan Majors' character like attacking each other.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been cool.
Yeah,
Kale,
more than
what'd you think of the explanation of the multiverse?
I like I thought it was really good, especially the whole series is just showing examples of what could have been and stuff, and then like bringing that into no, this is like in the future we had this, like there were different things, there were different versions of myself, we contacted each other, some of us wanted to help and then some of us wanted to fight, and then but I saved everybody from annihilation because I closed us off from everybody. So it was this beautiful explanation of everything, and even the little rock statues were pretty cool. I thought of that visualization was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean I would like a more cartoonish animated version of the fights to go on to see have some visual representation, but that's also good that they're not putting themselves in shoehorning themselves in.
Yeah.
So be like, this has to happen because spoilers at the end, the multiverse opens up, so they would have feel probably obligated to show that at some point, but yeah, I loved it.
Vinny, what did you think of the explanation?
See, again, it's just so he just did such a good job because ignoring the little statues. It's just him talking. And like he's just so just like the way he played the character was so captivating where it's just like, "Oh, I like your shoes. I like your pants." Like once I got over the initial shock, it was like, "Oh wow, this guy's really cool, really engaging." But then when he starts talking about like, "I brought peace, I brought order," like you can see the tangs of like kind of his darker side. So I was kind of amazed that he was able to be so captivating and like so, engaging with just like his voice, just him describing this multiverse, and like you just get it like instantly.
I also think it was a great explanation that we'll see probably in the future, where it's his explanation will. I guess the way I see it in my head is we'll see it happening on screen. Nathaniel Richards, right? That's his
Yeah.
character. Yeah, a future Nathaniel Richards that gets introduced into the MCU, like as he starts time traveling. That's basically what his explanation is what we see on screen, which would be great once they introduce like the multiverse war.
Yeah,
So
we'll definitely see First Contact, but I don't know about the rest of his story.
I think he was so good. I completely forgot about Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
And Sophia
yeah.
throughout the show throughout their conversation, and
I forgot the show was called Loki.
yeah, he was like Jonathan Majors did such a good job, and I think this goes into the next point I have. I enjoyed that, and I called this, Ruben, not called this. I really wanted this last episode. I'm glad the crux of the whole episode was just them talking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
that's-
it's what we said in for WandaVision, that we all wanted more of Vision talking to Vision,
Yeah.
and this is what they gave us.
And so we get this conversation where he he who remains is just talking about, look, this is what I've done, and he gives them the choice. Like, look, I could be lying to you the whole time. You don't even know, because like this goes into the whole Loki thing. Can y'all trust me? Am I trustworthy? And so I liked how he talked about. Also, he mentioned it. It's like, look, we're all villains here, and I appreciate that because it just shows like just because he, is in charge of this whole thing doesn't mean he's a good guy.
Right.
He's got these ulterior motives. He just wants everything to be nice and dandy that he did it. Okay, I did this. I made a timeline for all of you to thrive. If I wasn't here, everyone would be getting killed all the time. But you know what? I'm great. Yeah. So it was so good, especially that line when he just like looks to the right and goes, I've been fibbing this whole time. I knew everything that was going to happen until right now.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going to
Oh
happen.
my God,
And
that was
just
perfect.
seeing like his fear and childlike
Yeah.
glee in that one moment, so good.
Well, and then the camera work in that scene where it's just slowly pushing in and then stops when he's like, "We passed the threshold," and then starts pulling back out as he's talking about it is just brilliant. Like that was just so well done.
Yeah, and then he just drops the apple. Oh my God, perfect.
I thought it was really good. I wonder how much of that scene was improv, because there's a lot of stuff when he's talking about when he's like jumping on the table and stuff, like, so he came to kill the devil. And it's just like, I wonder how much of this scene was just, let's see how this goes. And so I think all of the Marvel shows so far have been doing a great job of having like one person be the director for the whole show.
Yeah.
Like obviously you have different writers and everything, and the show tonally is different with each writer, but it's good that you have one directing vision behind all this. And I thought it really did a good job. Kate Herron has done a fantastic job with the show. I think with this like much star power, I'm trying to see what else Kate Herron has done. She directed a few episodes of Sex Education. She
did something else with Sophie. 'Cause I heard an interview where like she specifically wanted Sophie DiMartino because they worked together in the past.
Let me see. Flowers, I think it is.
5x5 Daybreak.
Yeah, either way. And so I thought directing was really good on this, and so I like how this whole conversation, this whole exposition that he does, it turns into all right, I've said all my piece. Y'all go at it. It was kind of like a DM in that scenario where the DM's like, all right, I lay out this scenario for you guys. What are we going to do? What are you going to do? And he just lets
Yeah.
them just go at it and they just talk and stuff. I thought that was really cool. I did like that look. Like, you can't trust anybody. Loki, can you trust this guy? So I thought it felt really emotional when Sylvie and Loki were fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't just mindless action. It was like there's this, you're in my way. Like, hold on, can we just stop and think about this? So moving forward, we get to a point where, and I told Tessa I would do this because she was very excited when they finally locked lips and got a little smooching action in. She was very excited. She did scream. That happened because she has been wanting that. And I did like but I'm not you. And I was like, oh shit. And she pushes him through.
What did I say? I called it.
What did you call?
I said that that we'll see it probably further down the line that Loki got backstabbed by Sylvie.
Yeah, well, figuratively, not literally. I thought she was gonna stab him in the back, literally.
I thought she was gonna stab him when they kissed.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen. I'm like, no, and then she pushes him back. I'm like, okay, all right, okay.
That is a very Loki move.
Yeah, so he gets pushed in. He's very sad, and then Sylvie comes up and just stabs He Who Remains, and then I enjoy the see you soon. And then I just enjoyed the visual thing of just the timeline is just cracked now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can literally hear the cracking, and you can see it, and it was so pretty, just all the lines just intersecting everywhere, and the sky, if you want to call it that. So another thing I forgot to mention, like He Who Remains gave me some War Doctor vibes from the 50th anniversary episode, where he's like, you know what? I pushed the button ending all of this. Like, hey, I created that cloud monster thing in the sky. So I definitely got that feel as though he has seen a lot. So shout out to Jonathan Majors for doing such a good job. And then Loki gets out there, he sees Mobius, like, oh my god, hey, so we did this stuff. Oh my god, you'll never believe what happened. Wow, stop, man. Who are you? Whoa, you're just an analyst. Why? And I was like, oh my god, we're in it now. Ah! And then you see we're in the TVA lobby, and there you see He Who Remains, but looks a little bit different. And if you read comic books and all that stuff, you'll notice that the statue was wearing Kang the Conqueror's outfit.
Yep.
So yeah, we're in a world where Kang is ruling. So what a fantastic way, like a build up. Because I saw a bunch of people were complaining, because like Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, like even though like their finales may not have been the best, like it tied up everything. Like it was like, all right, that's it, it's over. Whereas this one, it was like it's cliffhanger. We finally got a cliffhanger with these shows.
Yeah.
And so
and a confirmed season 2.
Yeah. So, got some discussion questions here for you guys. What do you think? How do you think Kang the Conqueror is going to be? Because I'm thinking that Kang the Conqueror is going to be the new bad boy. He's going to be the new overarching Phase 4 villain. Yeah. Phase 4, Phase 5, wherever we go with this. So, Ruben, we'll start with you. Where do you think? What's going to happen?
I think he will be like the overarching villain for a couple of phases, like Thanos. Yeah, I think he'll probably send in some variants just to see, just for us to see more Jonathan Majors kicking ass in the role. Oh my god, I can't wait. I think he'll do some stuff and things.
Wow, do some stuff and things.
Yeah.
Kale, what about you? How do you see Kang the Conqueror going for the MCU?
He's definitely the next Thanos type villain. I don't think most of his plans. I think we get this intro into him. I don't know if, like, looking at all the things coming up, I don't know if he's gonna even appear until Watchmen until Ant-Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, until season 2 of Watchmen on HBO. No, but yeah, like he's not really gonna. I think he might pop up here and there, but I think in Phase 5 they're gonna solidify it, and maybe Phase 6 they'll get rid of him, if not in Phase 5. But like, because the way I see this phase going is it ends with Secret Invasion and sort of the fallout of that, because apparently I see so many stupid like articles, and I don't know if they're true or not, but like apparently Fantastic Four is like the end of Phase 4.
Technically,
We will
don't
probably
really
be getting that
know.
movie 2024.
Yeah,
I
but
get.
Oh no, yeah.
like Fantastic Four and Blade don't have an announced date yet, so.
but I
Could be.
think they said
no,
Blade's
but
Phase 4, right?
I don't think they specified Phase 4
Okay.
yet.
Yeah, I
I
No.
think we just know it's coming.
Okay.
yeah. Plus, they have like I think 3 or 4 movies in 2023 that they haven't announced. They have the dates, but not the announcement. And like one of them, like everyone thinks Blade is October 2023 because that's the first
Yeah.
time they've done an October movie.
Right.
So,
I could.
Let's
but
go.
but yeah, so it's definitely like Secret Invasion and like the fallout of that. I think is a big thing because like if I'm speaking honestly, I don't think Kang is like really going to be defeated till Phase 6 because I think Secret Invasion is this phase, and then Phase 5 is the Dark Avengers.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Well, I know we've
Yeah.
talked about Dark Avengers on this show, Ruben. I'm glad that someone else understands how crazy Dark Avengers is going to be. We got Norman Osborn in the Iron Patriot suit.
Which again, if they do Dark Avengers and like the multiverse, and they bring in Hugh Jackman for one last one, and then because spoilers, the Dark Avengers Wolverine is his son. So like, and sorry I'm getting way off topic, but like yeah. So what was the question again? Oh yeah. So I don't.
Just like Kane the Conqueror going forward.
Yeah, yeah. I think they do like a big Endgame style thing with him in the end of Phase 6.
I see Kane the Conqueror showing up probably post credit in Multiverse of Madness. I can see him like while all this is happening, he just sits there on his chair or something like that, seeing what's going on. It's like, oh, these Avengers, or whoever,
Yeah.
whatever our team is at the time. I still think they're going to be called the Avengers. We got to deal with them. So, Vinny, Kane the
Yeah.
Conqueror, tell me what you think going forward. What's it going to be?
So I was kind of shocked because like I kind of just assumed Phase 4 was gonna be quiet and they were just gonna build up to other stuff later. But now that we're here, I really only know the basics. I feel like Kang is gonna be one of those things. Again, like Stanley, where he'll pop in through Phase 4 and 5, but I don't think we're gonna get like his his like big scheme until Phase 6. Just because I don't know if he like we're halfway through now or so. I don't know. It just feels like way too early to introduce this character just to have him be gone like in a phase like later.
Oh yeah, he's too big a deal, and I know that I think we mentioned it. I think I mentioned it last week or 2 weeks before that. Kevin Feige says they no longer want to do like the giant 9-picture films for actors. So I don't think they signed Jonathan Majors on for that much. And because I have no idea what his contract is right now, all I know is just it's Ant-Man. So
well, it's I don't think they're doing like the big overall deals like as far as paying. I think they definitely have something in there where it's like, no, like we're gonna sign you for these things, but if you go on to do anything else, we have priority over that. Which is what the point of the overarching deals is, to be like, no, we signed you to a contract first, so you gotta come do ours before you do something else.
maybe I just hope that I know he said like it's just a thing where it's like, hey, come in, do some stuff with us. It's cool. We don't want to keep you here for 15 years or something like that. But like, if you want to come in, make a movie, make a TV show with us, cool. We want you here. Come play in our playground for a little bit. And
Well, yeah, because the main thing for me is like, at least again, like I've only know the basics. Like apparently the whole deal with Kang is just the fact that like he's the ant that won't die. So I do kind of like the idea of just like keeping him around as long as possible, just because you're like, oh, cool, we defeated, and like, and he comes back like 2 pictures later. Feel if you do like, let's just say 4 or 5 films and then get rid of him, it does seem like a waste, especially again with the potential for him to just pop up in whatever movie he wants to, even if it's like a cameo, basically. Like, I right now I really do think it's gonna be cool to see if they give him the opportunity to play multiple versions. Because if it's just like He Who Remains and then Kang and then that's it, that seems like kind of a waste in my opinion.
For
That's a
me,
good point right there.
that's the power of time travel. You can literally go back in time and see.
Become an Egyptian king.
Well, I mean, yes, but like see if you failed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in the future, before you go back into the past, you can see if you go into the past, you to see if you fail. I got confused myself there. Basically, you could see if you time travel to the past, you could see yourself fail in the future, which
Or
could like prevent.
you can come from 2023 to 1950 whatever and have sex with your old girlfriend.
Interesting.
That also works. So a few more things I have here. What just generally, how would you want the multiverse to be explored? Not just like Kang the Conqueror, just like a broad strokes, like where we're at going forward with the MCU. Because I know Kevin Feige says there's going to be rules with the multiverse. So Ruben, what do you personally want with the multiverse going forward? That's not related to any movie coming out this year.
Okay. Before I get into that, Cam Final Mix is in the chat, and he says, I forgot where it was stated, but Marvel isn't doing multi-film deals, which we already talked about, because they don't really need to, but I think Jonathan Majors will be an exception because that's the character's whole shtick. Yeah. Which would be...
That's a good point from Cam.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Your broad hopes, fears, whatever for the multiverse going forward.
I think it's already come to fruition. Like they've already described, like Loki's whole thing was perfect. I guess the way to introduce people to the multiverse with variants was perfection. Besides my Spider-Man theory, like that's perfect.
So you have no wants or anything, anything.
Like I already said before, like if Jonathan Majors comes in like every other movie, I guess, as the bad guy, but not Kang the Conqueror, but it's Kang the Conqueror just sending in variants of himself as, I guess, cannon fodder, or like to see if they actually succeed.
This is Kang the Conqueror with a peg leg. Or this is Kang the Conqueror with,
well, not even Kang the Conqueror per se, but like Nathaniel Richards. Like,
Eye patch, Kang the Conqueror.
Like Nathaniel Richards that has like a scar. Yeah, pretty much like literally anything you guys are saying would work.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Like I said, I don't want to hear that theory again.
Like, I'm glad you brought that up, Eric, because I have an updated theory.
All right, we'll get to you. We're gonna get to that. I would like to hear our guest thoughts first on multi. All right, so Kale, what would you like to see with the multiverse going forward?
Since it's Disney, I want Raylo back. And I want a shitty Space Jam with the.
This is not that kind of show. This is not that kind of show. So we're I want
90s X-Men.
Yeah, we're only allowed one crazy theory.
In reality, I really want I hope at the end it is just the Council of Kang versus the Council of Richards. Like I would love to see that, where it's just like the good version of Kang is Reed Richards, and since the multiverse is open now, he can contact all his other stretchy buds.
That would be cool.
That would be
awesome. That would be cool. I am very excited because I know Kevin Feige says they haven't even started casting, I don't think, on Fantastic Four. Like we won't hear about it for a long time. So I hope they get a good Reed Richards.
Yeah.
That's
they're
probably not going to start pre-production until January of next year because of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Ruben, you were gonna say something?
I said, you know who would make a great Reed Richards?
Ian Griffith, whatever his name is. I'm
No,
kidding.
Jonathan Majors.
Hey,
Oh
let's
my
do
God,
it.
he's King and Reed Richards.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, Michael B. Jordan is the Human Torch.
Oh God,
Oh.
no.
Anyway, that is good. That would be cool though if he was Reed Richards as well. That'd be a lot on his plate though.
No,
That'd be a whole lot.
no, I don't think so.
What is he gonna do? Lovecraft Country Season 2? I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I think what Eric meant was like acting wise. I don't think it'll be a lot. I think,
Like that's a lot.
No,
Like if you're
you have
playing the
him-
overarching bad guy and you're playing the leader of one of the most iconic teams in all of superheroes.
We'll get into it later, but I got a theory on that too.
Okay, all right. Vinny, what about you? Let me hear what you want from the multiverse.
Just honestly, at this point, just go ham with it. Like
Mhm.
the benefit that I've always had is explaining a lot of the MCU to my parents or my aunt and uncle, like a lot of older people. It's always like, okay, no, this is like Andrew Garfield. No, this is like. I think the beauty of the multiverse is like, okay, it's all now. It all matters. Like, just honestly, just go ham with it. Cool.
Everything
The '90s
is
show.
canon.
Yep, the '90s show. That's canon. That's also canon. Like, just that would it would make it super simple to go. Cool. They're all their own little things. They all matter. Like, you don't have to go well. Like, you don't have to have that caveats. Just go crazy with it at that point. Like,
Mhm.
I think we've talked about it before with No Way Home. Just do the whole what is it? The like the original casting, like Tom Cruise as Iron Man and what was it? John Krasinski as Captain America. Just go banat. Like, if you're gonna do the multiverse, have fun with it.
That would be wild.
So everything but Venom is canon.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one
Uh,
thing.
Oh my God, that
Morbius
movie is in
yet
2
Venom, no.
months. That movie is in 2 months. But anyway, I hope
God.
that we go to a multiverse where there are not that many Fire Emblem characters in a Smash Ultimate. So I hope we go there.
It's never
That's
gonna
my
happen.
dream.
No,
no,
Nicktoons is the alt Smash Ultimate of this universe.
Oh God.
I hope that this is such a good way to tell stories, and this is a good way to show off people's acting prowess. Because the thing is, I love like alternate universe, multiverse stuff is some of my favorite stuff because it's just like a nice little tweak, a little variation. And you know how how Elizabeth Olsen just showed off her acting prowess with like, all right, this is how a 50s actor, 60s actor, 70s actor, this is how they acted in these sitcoms and stuff. And it just showed her range. Like with the multiverse right now, you're going to allow actors to show their range. But stuff like, oh, here's like if they ever brought back Chris Evans, which I don't think they're going to. But, like, it's just an example. Like, here's how he would do Cap a little differently, or something like that. And I think that's gonna like the What If show. I think that's gonna be really cool. And so going forward, I hope just tell some cool stories. Tell some really cool stories. They don't have to be save the world every fucking time. It could just be an interesting story where what if well, I guess we are doing what if. Never mind.
Yeah.
I got wrapped up in my own thing there. But yeah, I hope it's really cool. I hope it's don't go wild for wild's sake, I think. Like have it grounded in a cool story. Like the story should come first. Don't just because we can doesn't mean we shouldn't. I heard that from somewhere. And so I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see where we go because possibilities are endless. So where do you guys think the Loki finale stacks up with the other 2 finales we've had so far? So Kale, I'm going to start with you this time. Where do you think this finale stacks up?
It's my favorite of the 3 MCU TV shows so far. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite series, but of the MCU, but it is my favorite finale.
Mm-hmm. Ruben, what about you?
Yeah, Kale summed it up perfectly. I think WandaVision is my favorite series, but this had the perfect finale.
Exactly.
Vinny,
That's
what
the
about
right
you?
answer.
I'm actually of the camp that I think the cliffhanger does affect it a bit, but
In a
it's
good
still
way.
like. I guess the main thing for me is like the thing I've always told people with the ending is the reason I like the MCU compared to the DCEU is, they do the future setups, but all the stories are kind of self-contained. Loki's the first one where I do have this feeling of, okay, we'll see what this means. We don't know if it's gonna be in Doctor Strange or Loki Season 2 or another show.
Mhm.
So for me, it does have that feeling of, this is cool, but we're not gonna know what it means until, a few projects later. But that being said, it definitely was the one that got me the most emotional. Like the Wanda and the Falcon were fine, but they didn't have the hype or just the excitement that the ending has. So I definitely have to give it that. It's probably the best ending.
I agree with y'all. I think this is the best finale because, like I said last week, the last two shows for me, the landings didn't really stick. Because for me, Falcon Winter Soldier was great, and then the finale was so bad for me because it's just Bucky doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't stick. Like for Sam, it's great, but you can't call yourself Falcon and the Winter Soldier if you just get rid of one. So and then WandaVision for me holds a special place because of Vishon. So I got no Vishon in this episode. He could come back. Vishon could come back with the multiverse.
Armored Wars.
And so I think there were a lot of great moments in the WandaVision finale. I think the Agatha Wanda CGI fight was a bit much, but what we talked about earlier, Ruben, the ship of Theseus conversation.
Yeah.
I think that was exceptional. That was really good. If the whole episode would have been that, it would probably stuck as my favorite finale. But so far, this one, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why this stuck. I'm talking if it was just more Vision and versus Vision talking.
Gotcha.
So we got that in this one where it was just we're talking. That's all we're doing. We're not trying to throw crazy magic at each other. We're just gonna sit here, have a conversation, and you decide. And so while WandaVision is still my favorite series, this one definitely has the best finale. No question. This me has the best finale and the best first episode. No contest. So I'm really glad about that. So my last question for you guys, going away from the MCU, we're still in the MCU, but going straight into just Loki Season 2, where do you hope they go with Season 2? Because it's the only show that we have a Season 2 confirmed. And so, Vinny, I'm going to start with you this time. Where would you see them like to explore with Season 2? Go ahead.
I think the thing that me personally, kind of going back to the, oh god, why did I forget his name? Jonathan Majors. The Kang thing. I enjoyed the aspect of the show I did enjoy the most was the whole Doctor Who element of allowing us to hop around. So for me, the main thing is it doesn't have to necessarily be the multiverse, but I do like that aspect of going to different places and getting different, things for the characters to bounce off of and just seeing them explore new spaces. So that's the main thing for me is I want to keep that aspect.
Yeah, that's good because I was thinking that maybe in the first episode of Season 2, he's stuck. Loki is stuck in this new reality, and then maybe Sylvie comes through, pulls him out, gets him back in the the main one now. Is there really a main one anymore because it's all broken and everything?
Is that what the MCU timeline is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say, Ruben?
The MCU, I guess, timeline is 616 or multiverse.
I thought Marvel Comics was 616.
Yeah.
Really? I could have sworn that.
I think this one was I think it's 4 numbers.
Even was it? Mysterio was said he was from 616. So.
Hey Siri, what is the fuck?
So anyway,
I can explain that to Siri.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, Vinny. That would be really cool.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
That would be really cool. Just in the first episode, he gets pulled right back out of this one after having a little adventure. They're like, "Oh my god, what's happened? I don't know what happened." And then they start exploring. So you're onto something. I think that could be really cool. That's a really good idea. Ruben, where would you like to see them go with Season 2?
Sorry, just to confirm that Mysterio says the MCU continuity exists on Earth 616.
Okay.
I would like. He also just made all that shit up, so
yeah.
Yeah. No, so I found
lucky.
it. It's one, and then 5 9s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 199999.
That's the MCU timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. We'll take that. if we're dealing with multiverse stuff, I would like to see a scene of the quintessential Spider-Man meme of a whole team of TVA agents pointing at themselves as variants, like just
Okay.
standing in the streets as pointing at themselves. Like, what the hell's going on here? I would also like to see why we didn't really touch on why Sylvie was picked up,
Mhm.
like why she was a variant. So let's touch on that more. We'll see. I don't know. I think maybe Loki is the head of the TVA now, or like not the head of the TVA, but like working with his Mobius to be the head of the TVA, and then they're just tracking down um, Sylvie, just as because she destroyed literally the whole thing. So that'd be great. Cam wrote down here. He's like, I IDK exactly what to expect in Loki season 2, but I hope that he is stuck in that timeline for a while. It's likely that it won't
That
happen
one's so
because Loki will likely show up in Doctor Strange 2, but still.
There is speculation that Loki. I don't know if Marvel's officially said it yet, but they said that Loki probably is going to show up in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people, like, I guess, doing posters for Multiverse of Madness, and it's just Loki, Wanda, and Doctor Strange on the poster, which would be pretty awesome.
So
Yeah.
I hope that sounds a little too crowded for me. I hope Loki is
Yeah,
just
no,
in for a
no.
little bit.
Yeah.
I hope the main
Well.
is Wanda and Doctor Strange. I hope that's the main partnership. But yeah, I obviously love Loki, like coming into it, have Doctor Strange come in through one of the portals, got his music on, has his eyes closed, opens up, sees what happened,
Ugh, you
and it's
again.
like Loki and Wanda are sitting there like, what did you do?
Well,
I just got back from vacation.
well.
Kale, where would you like to see them go with season 2?
I would really love it to open up with Loki just trying to like going through different doorways to find Sylvie, and and then eventually he runs into his Mobius, who finally recognizes him, and then they go back to the TVA, which I think that's like the first 10 minutes of
Gotcha.
what I would like to see is just him like him all stressed out, has like a 5 o'clock shadow and looks very tired, but he's just been searching for Sylvie the entire after what I guess is Doctor Strange.
Oh, I will say this. I would love a variant of Loki that looks like Cass from Supernatural, where he's got like the tan trench coat on. He's like maybe smoking a cigarette or drinking some coffee. I think that'd be a cool look. I would like that.
That would be awesome.
So another thing I think we should like the whole Renslayer thing, how it just ends off. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go find free will. Okay.
Yeah, that whole
Have fun.
storyline was just weird.
I think that was probably one of the weakest storylines this
Yeah.
show. Because it's so hard. You got 6 episodes, you got Tom Hiddleston, you got all these people, and it's really hard to find a good sub story that fits and is done really well.
All you needed to do was just put her like before they got to the door, or like before they met with He Who Remains. Just put her in the elevator.
Mhm.
Have them like have a conversation that we don't see.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. So we're gonna be winding down things here, but it looks like Mr. Guerrero has something he wants to share with the class. So you have the floor, my friend.
So I'm gonna save my updated Spider-Man theory for next episode.
No, you can go now. You
No,
go
no,
now.
because I have another theory that
Oh my God.
our
You have two?
introduction. Yeah, I do have two, but I'm saving Spider-Man for next episode. So our
Okay.
introduction to Reed Richards.
Hopefully the trailer comes out.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, fingers crossed.
It's got to be soon. This is
Nah.
why they waited. I called it. This is why they've waited for Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I think
they're waiting
gonna,
for this.
You know what I think is gonna happen? They're gonna just release it with Venom 2.
We're gonna get the trailer for Spider-Man
it's-
3 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's Sony is responsible for all the advertising.
Yeah. So yes, that's exactly how you get people to go see this.
You would
movie.
think though, if it was Sony, they want people like to show that, hey, look, we still have the Spider-Man. But you think they would have done a trailer already?
No, that's how
Like,
they
build
get
up,
people
'cause
to see
we're
this
5
movie.
months. We're 5 months. So you're saying they're gonna like, hey, come see Venom 2. We'll have the exclusive Spider-Man trailer
Yes,
before
it's like they did with Tenet. That the first trailer for Tenet was only for, I forgot what movie it was, but you could only see the trailer in if you went to go see that movie.
IMAX.
But who really wants to see Tenet? I mean,
Oh,
am
yeah.
I right?
God, chef's kiss. Christopher Nolan, just
Oh my god,
keep going. You know,
everybody was hyped for that trailer, but when the movie came out, everyone was not hyped for it. So
we were in a pandemic. That doesn't count.
Either way, I still have not seen Tenet, so
Oh
I have,
my
I
God,
have no idea.
Eric,
Um,
I'll lend it to you. Anyway,
it's on HBO Max. I'll just watch it there.
oh no, but you gotta see it in 4K, buddy. Like, just anyway,
on my 1080p TV.
yeah. I honestly think that Reed Richards will get introduced at like the end of the variant of Kang, or Nathaniel Richards is dying and he's like in a crowd of people and he just grabs onto somebody and he turns around and it's Reed Richards.
That is wild. I gotta say, like, my love for the Fantastic Four has definitely grown since I started reading Ultimate Fantastic Four. Because, I really, really did not like. Obviously, most people did not like the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies.
What?
You do?
Yeah.
I mean, we
It's
got a
better
worse
than the
version of
2015, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay,
We got a worse version. So
Yeah.
I'll get you right.
comparatively, those are okay.
I have completely forgotten about Fan Four Stick. So
Yeah, Fan Four Stick.
So I okay, you know what? You got me there. You got me there. Because what
Well-
happens when rubber's super cooled, Ruben? Chem 101. They had 2 Chem 101 classes, that movie. So anyway,
Yeah.
all right. That is the season finale of Loki. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. So right now, we're going to start with some plugs. So, Kale, we're going to start with you first. Where can people find you?
You can find me streaming most days, hopefully, at twitch.tv/KaleDelWriter. Hopefully today, if I'm lucky. But also follow me on at KaleDelWriter on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
All right. Vinny, what about you? Where can people find you?
Most days, well, like Ruben said, I do the PlayStation Plus podcast. I'm very behind. I'm working on it. But when I'm not working on that, I'm doing streams. Most days of the week, Viral Vinny over on Twitch, Viral Vinny, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those fun places.
Good stuff. Sorry, I was looking at Twitter. Someone said something. Someone said something on Twitter.
Really?
Shocker.
The nerve.
Really,
How
that's
dare they.
weird.
Sorry, I was. Wolf Among Us is on sale right now, so obviously I'm telling everyone to play the best Telltale game. So
That's a trick
I own that
question.
one on so many platforms,
for
and I've
season
The
two.
best
legit bought
Telltale
it.
game, it doesn't exist.
yeah, it does.
No.
Wolf Among Us is definitely the best Telltale game. It's
Telltale
not even
games are all
close.
It
trash.
definitely
I
is.
love Telltale Batman. Telltale Batman is really good, but it does not even come close to Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us is the best. Anyway, Ruben, where can people find you?
You can find me on the interwebs at That Guy Tuesday. You could find the channel on twitch.tv/penultimate conquest, where we are doing a 12-hour stream to commemorate our 1-year anniversary. Birthday? I'm confused on to the terminology.
We will be here. We're almost been a year.
Yeah.
I can't remember. What was
Well,
our first episode? Jeez.
The first episode was Xbox.
The
Xbox's showcase. Yes.
Yes, that's right. I remember. I think it was the
Oh.
23rd. I think the 23rd was
22nd.
our
22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yes. So, August 1st, we're doing a 12-hour stream. So come join us. Have fun.
Probably gonna get drunk.
Maybe. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. All right. You can find me at Eric C. Ginn on Twitter. I'm rambling about a bunch of stuff.
Like Wolf Among Us.
John Cena's back in wrestling.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
It was fun. I like John Cena. I prefer John Cena and The Rock over The Rock, actually. So that's my take. But anyway, Eric C. Ginn on Twitter. I will, be here for Marvel Mondays Initiative. That's where most of my stuff is going when it's not, getting ready to be a dad in 3 months. So,
Shit.
So yeah, we got a bunch of cool stuff going forward. So next week we're gonna do Loki's season in review. Is that what we're doing next week?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do Loki's season in review, and then the week after that, we're gonna get back on the whole MCU rewind, where we get back to the final movie of Phase One. We're gonna talk about the Avengers. I'm really excited about that, and then we'll have to decide how we're gonna do What If. If we're gonna do What If,
I think What If will just probably be episodic too, not.
we're gonna
season.
do episodic for What If.
Yeah, but just no seasons.
There's like 10 episodes.
So
They're
either
like
way,
not, a lot long.
I see them being like 30 minutes
Yeah,
apiece.
same
So,
Yeah, no, for sure.
and then yeah, we'll have a lot of MCU content going forward. Because MCU is pretty crowded until the rest of the year. So we got What If, then we got Shang-Chi, then we got Miss Marvel, then we got Hawkeye, then we got Spider-Man. So we'll be here with all your MCU fun stuff and everything. So from all of us here at the Penultimate Conquest and Marvel's Mondays Initiative, Excelsior.
Yeah, but Eric, what if Spider-Man actually,